My beloved child, I want you to pause right here and sense it, the unmistakable tug inside. You're not imagining it. This word, this moment, has collided with your life precisely now, and it isn't an accident. I am closer than you realize, drawing near with an urgency that cannot be overstated. Listen to my voice pressing in through the noise, interrupting the cycle of busyness and distraction that has dulled your appetite for real peace. This is no casual whisper, no passing daydream. It is the voice that hung creation in the balance, the voice calling your soul back from the edges of exhaustion and resignation. If you miss what I'm saying now, you risk walking right past the very life you were made for. There is a holy stirring in the air around you, a pressure mounting, a sense that time is tightening in its race. My voice resounds louder than before because I know how easy it has been for you to silence me with routine, to smother the ache with noise and fleeting comforts. You have grown used to pushing my gentle presence aside, covering your ears with endless distractions, telling yourself you'll listen tomorrow or when you find a quieter space. But every tomorrow you count on slips quietly, almost invisibly, through your fingers. The chances to turn, to respond, have been fewer than you believed. The days you thought you owned have gone by like the briefest sunset. My heart cannot let you drift any further. This is not about punishment or scolding. I am not filled with anger, only a desperate, fierce love for you. I break through the silence now because eternity stands before you, more real than the walls enclosing your room. I refuse to watch you disappear into numbness, pretending the emptiness has no cause, or that fulfillment will simply arrive with the next accomplishment, the next inhale. Every restless night, every question that gnaws at you in the darkness, every subtle ache behind your laughter, those are my signals. I am the one calling from the hollow places of your life, longing for you to recognize that the peace you crave is not far away. I am right here, speaking your name with the urgency of one who cannot bear to lose you. I want you to see how I've always lingered within the ordinary details, the friend's timely message, the unexpected delays, the moments when plans changed and you narrowly missed disaster. You called it coincidence, chance, or perhaps even luck, but I planned every safeguard. My hand has intercepted loss more times than you know, holding back ruin with mercy, layering your life with unseen protection. There is no detail too small for me to inscribe your name upon it. I need you to wake up to the miracle of every spared moment, every quiet rescue, every morning that still breaks with fresh hope. You have walked past doorways I quietly opened, resolving to step through later, promising yourself it would be easier when you felt stronger or holier or less burdened. Each excuse only deepened the silence between us. I watched you cast aside outright warnings as random thoughts, while your heart convinced itself you were just emotional or tired. None of your hesitations have angered me, but they have carved a certain sorrow deep inside, a grief born from watching my own beloved grow numb to my love. Can you sense all of heaven growing heavy, not in wrath but in profound yearning for your return? The weight you felt upon your chest, that pressing sense that life should mean more, is my reminder that you are made for things that last beyond the rising and falling of circumstances. I have hovered close to you in every step, in every tear that went unseen, in every pause between your sighs, when you could not find the strength to believe in goodness again. There was a time when you felt me easily, a song at dawn, a hush in stillness, the soft shiver in your heart that told you I was near. Even now, in your busiest moments, I am the gentle pull inside, asking you to remember that first love. Well, I crafted your life with intention. The world has told you to build walls, to rely only on what you can control, to conceal every wound. Amid that survival, you have quieted the inner voice that once led you, as if drifting from me could ever satisfy the hunger for purpose and belonging that marks your spirit. I am not here to shame your distance, but to make my love the loudest reality you encounter. I want you to sense my breath in the quiet room, to let your heart tremble again, not from fear, but from the relief of knowing you are seen, wanted, and endlessly pursued. You may wonder, am I too far gone? Is it too late for me? I assure you it isn't. My voice breaks through your defenses not to terrify you, but to rescue, offering freedom from burdens you were never meant to carry. What weighs you down at night, the regret, the guilt, the dread that you might have missed your chance? None of it has ever once disqualified you from my love. Even your sighs and your unspoken prayers have reached me. When you lay awake and wonder if your story still matters, remember it is not your failures but your forgetting of my love that weighs so heavily. You are not too late, you are not beyond reach. Even when you ran from me, I moved closer beside you, softening your heart in unguarded moments, tears that sprang up without warning, a stranger's unexpected kindness, the word of hope that arrived just before you gave up. I have been orchestrating each rescue, using everything from storms to silence to blessing, all to remind you that you still belong to me. When your plans unraveled or your heart was shattered, I was the presence upholding you. My protection often looked like missed opportunity or disappointment, but it was always mercy, never neglect or abandonment. Settle into this moment and sense the warmth surrounding you. Place your hand over your racing heart. Can you feel that steadying? That is my spirit, sharpening your awareness, drawing the boundary between the life you're surviving and the life you could truly embrace. I want you to taste what it means to be known, to walk in identity, to dare to believe that your ordinary days hold tastes of my eternity. The longing you cannot explain in the dead of night, that ache for meaning, is not a problem to solve but an invitation to remember the garden you were made for. You do not need to fix everything or feel worthy before you return. There is no stronger or holier one day that will prepare you better than now. I am not searching for your performance. All I have ever wanted was your honesty, your surrender, your willingness to notice my love pressing in, waiting for you in the space between distractions. This isn't just another message drifting in a sea of voices. This is the voice that fashioned you, calling you home, not demanding perfection, but asking for the smallest turn of attention, the slightest softening of your heart, and the stakes could not be higher. Eternity leans close, waiting for your response. As the heaviness of my presence settles, know that this is the final knock, one more invitation before the light shifts, before the window narrows. Do not turn away, little one. Let my words disturb the dust of apathy and chase away the shadow of fear. Lean in. I am still here, holding your soul in the balance with the same hands that shape the stars. Beloved, hear my voice within the hush of your heart. Every care you've carried, every silent hope, none of it escapes me. Before you called out, I was near. Even now, my spirit rests lightly upon you, gentling the anxious places inside. This isn't a distant comfort. This is the reassurance I have poured out so that you might breathe again. Truly breathe, letting peace unfurl in your chest as sunlight moving softly through an open window. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Sit with me in these first moments and recognize that I hold your very heartbeat. My delight, my gaze is on you. There are matters you have pressed down, worried perhaps that if you let them rise to my hands, you might lose control. Trust me, child, control was never safety. When you awaken each morning, unsure what the day may demand, allow yourself to picture me, standing at the threshold, inviting you to surrender, not with resignation, but with the expectancy of someone placing their most treasured gift in gentle, unwavering hands. Do not fear being vulnerable with me. I am your refuge, not just a distant observer. You wonder, if I yield, will things fall apart? I promise, surrender draws you into a quiet strength no striving could achieve. My faithfulness does not flicker based on your confidence. Even on the days when you feel unsteady, I remain steady for you. When you lay your worries before me, notice how your breathing deepens, how a stillness settles in your chest where panic once lived. My presence soils even the hardest ground of your morning with promise. Child, stay close to this moment. Gently place your hand over your heart. Feel its rhythm, each beat a measure of my ongoing work in your life. In this simple act, know that I am present in your smallest gestures. The soft way you rise from bed, the hush of thankfulness before your day begins. I want you to see that my nearness is not a theory, but a tangible comfort. Something you can sense like warmth or sunlight even when circumstances press in. When the weight of the future tries to crowd in, a family concern, a daunting task, words left unsaid, draw back into this breath. Here, with me, the day does not have power to overwhelm you. I have promised to stand with you in each uncertain hour. There are doors you wish I'd open, pathways you long to see clear, but let the certainty of my companionship anchor you more deeply than any outward sign of progress. Delight in this nearness. Even before answers appear, your identity is secure in me. Remember how I have carried you before, in quiet ways. The morning you thought you'd break, I was your unseen shield. The night your thoughts raced and peace seemed impossible, I whispered calm into your spirit. My child, I am still doing this. My guidance does not wane as you grow. It only strengthens, reaches further into your becoming. Every repeated need, every once again, Lord, I answer not with impatience, but with unchanging love and a persistent invitation to trust. If old anxieties try to reclaim your attention, pause and look for me. Let the day begin on a foundation stronger than your mood or circumstance. Create even now a secret exchange. Your unrest for my calm, your striving for my quiet direction. Repeat gratitude out loud, not to impress me, but to reawaken your soul to the truth that I am present. Hear the quiet affirmation, you are not alone, you have not missed your moment, and nothing is wasted in my care. Do not resist rest, little one. Many will demand your energy, but I call you to wholeness that cannot be earned through accomplishing more. The world celebrates hurry. I invite you into a rhythm that heals. Take notice of how my peace settles over you, a gentle heaviness, a warmth at the crown of your head, encouraging you to begin from a place of assurance rather than panic. Even as you prepare for all that is ahead, receive this deep reminder. My guidance will meet you step by step, and when doubt hisses that you must fight for your own place, remember I have prepared ground for you. You do not have to force what is meant to bless you. I walk before you into every conversation, every meeting, every unknown trial. My favor is not a reward for relentless effort. It is my goodness shielding you and making a way, even when the path is hidden. Hold on to this assurance. What feels delayed is not denied. What appears silent is brimming with my active care. With each sunrise, I offer a new measure of mercy. Lift your eyes, beloved. Notice that the world itself is an invitation to hope. Trees shaking off the dew, the first notes of birdsong, your own lungs receiving morning air. These are more than scenery. They are my reminders that life springs up daily, not because you demand it, but because I love you. Let awe awaken first before worry or duty. In this posture, gratitude grows easily. Now as you move from one breath into the next, offer me your quiet thanks. Speak it aloud if you wish. Thank you, Father, for this moment, for holding what I cannot. Allow even the unspoken gratitude to rise in your heart. Gratitude unlocks awareness. With it, you become more awake to my gentle interventions and more at rest in the knowledge that my hand steadies everything that concerns you. Hold this nearness as your promise. There is no part of your journey too insignificant for my concern. If your thoughts wander, bring them back to this present with me. Do not measure your worth by yesterday's stumbles or tomorrow's unknowns. I am doing something new in you today, something tender, persistent, and perfectly timed. Let wonder guide you forward. Let stillness keep you rooted. My love writes the story of your life at a pace designed for peace. Stay with me in this unfolding. Let expectation rise quietly in your spirit. There is more I am preparing for you. I am the God of renewal. Every morning is a beginning, even if it feels like repetition. Guard your heart with the certainty that I have not forgotten a single longing or labor of love. Your family, your hopes, the quiet dreams you dare not speak, entrust them to me. As you do, my light continues to expand, illuminating places you once hid in shadow, calling you into boldness with each new start. When you pause for a moment and breathe deeply, feel my nearness enveloping you. There is no need to rush through the sacredness of this day. Let your anxious worries fall away like leaves in a gentle breeze. I never measure your worth by your achievements or your frantic efforts. Instead, I draw you close, inviting you to rest in my unshakable love. Even as questions stir in your mind about the future, your family, the doors that seem closed, remember that I hold your days with careful attention. I am working within the details you're tempted to overlook, turning delays into preparation and silence into clarity. Let my peace settle over you now, soothing the places within you that ache for certainty. I see you rising, sometimes with tired eyes, sometimes with hope flickering. Each morning brings a new layer of my mercies, and no moment is wasted. My voice is not distant or cold. It is the calm reassurance that you are never wandering alone. When pressures mount and doubts creep in, I place my hand softly on your shoulder, reminding you that you are my beloved. Even in unseen moments I am near, guiding choices, shaping desires, and protecting your heart from shadows you do not see. As you stretch into the responsibilities before you, remember that striving is not your identity. You are not called to perform for acceptance, but to live from the deep certainty of being cherished. If old fears threaten to follow you into the day, turn your attention to me for just a heartbeat. Let gratitude rise slowly, like sunlight warming the room. Notice the ordinary grace of breath, the comfort of a familiar smile, the steady beat of hope that persists beneath disappointment. In those simple moments I am speaking, offering fresh perspective and gentle correction. You may wonder how you can continue when obstacles seem unmovable. My strength is not a distant promise, it is a present force, lifting you when your own resolve falters. Trust that I see the burdens you carry, the unseen battles, the worries for those you love, the secret dreams you hesitate to voice. I am not indifferent to your struggle, I am fiercely invested in your flourishing. Where your vision blurs with confusion, I bring clarity in unexpected ways. Where your longing aches for more, I teach you to be satisfied in my presence even as I lead you forward. Surrendering your sense of control does not mean giving up. It means inviting me to do what only I can accomplish. Release your grip on outcomes and find freedom in knowing I work for your good in the waiting just as much as in the breakthrough. As you entrust your hopes, your family, your deepest needs to me, you will notice a new resilience forming within your soul. The longest seasons are not empty, they are brimming with unseen growth. I reveal my faithfulness not only in answered prayers, but also in the gentle shaping of your character through patience and perseverance. Often, you look around and see others racing ahead, their doors opening effortlessly. My pace for you is deliberate, measured not by comparison but by my perfect timing. I have not overlooked you or forgotten the promise I planted inside your heart. The seeds I have sown in your life will bear fruit in their appointed season. Until then, I invite you to relish the present, to discover me in laughter and in silence, in the shifting of circumstances and in the stillness of prayer. My companionship is your greatest treasure, more valuable than any outcome or recognition. Listen closely to the subtle ways I speak, through a sense of peace that settles after a difficult conversation, through the small courage to forgive, through the comfort that surprises you in an ordinary moment. I am attentive to every detail. When you feel exposed or misunderstood, my unwavering gaze sees your true self, cherished, chosen, never hidden from my love. I run towards your needs, not away from them. If you find yourself questioning, what if I fail? What if things never change? Remember that my faithfulness is deeper than your fears. Walk with me today as you are, not waiting to be perfect or to have all the answers. Let your morning begin with gratitude, even when circumstances challenge your hope. I am shaping you through every act of trust, every moment you choose kindness when life feels unfair, every time you lean on me rather than your own striving. My presence is not a distant comfort, it is your daily strength, your assurance in every uncertainty. Let it settle into your bones like warmth after a long night. This is how I love you, steadily, unconditionally, with a patience that will never give out. I am drawing you deeper now, beyond what you have known, into the spaces within you that have waited quietly for my touch. There is a longing buried beneath your daily striving, a place where your need for safety contends with your desire for transformation. Even when you have hidden your fears behind confidence, I have seen the trembling within. I do not turn away from your uncertainty. Instead, I extend my hand, inviting you to uncover what you have kept sealed. You do not need to hide parts of yourself from me, beloved. I meet you in the full light and shadow of who you are, the questions rising in your chest. They do not offend me. They are signposts to your deepest hunger, and I promise to meet you at that point of raw longing. Pause for a moment and allow yourself to breathe slowly. Place your hand over your heart if you are willing, and feel the gentle rhythm within your chest. This is not accidental. I sustain you through every beat. You have wondered if your cries go unheard on nights seemed so endless. But let me assure you, every whisper, every sigh, every silent plea, I have gathered close. Even in moments when peace felt far, I was closer still, breathing hope into you when you did not know it. You are not as alone as your mind tries to convince you. My presence is the ground beneath your feet, the warmth that settles softly on your shoulders now. You have believed the lie that your pain disqualifies you. The world taught you to measure your worth by your strength, by your ability to keep going when everything aches. Stop. Let my words sink in. I see the brokenness, I see the disappointment etched into your memories, and yet I delight in you now, not some future perfected version. My grace is not earned by effort. It is lavished upon you because you are mine. I have called you chosen, set apart, beloved, not because of your performance, but out of my infinite compassion. As you sit with this truth, notice the tension lift from your shoulders. Allow yourself to rest, if only for a breath, in an identity that does not shift with success or failure. There is so much more to your story than what you have lived so far. Within you is the seed of resurrection, capable of breaking through even the most stony ground. Though you are weary of hope deferred and promises seeming to fade, I want you to know your waiting is not wasted. I am working in hidden places, cultivating resilience, patience, and humility. None of these qualities would blossom without the seasons of longing you have endured. Soon, you will realize that what you thought was stagnation was actually sacred preparation. I am not hurried, for I see the fullness of your journey. Hold this truth: what is meant for you cannot be stolen or delayed forever. A shift is approaching, one you will feel not only in your circumstances but in the quiet confidence that begins to rise within you. Watch for this. In the coming days, clarity will visit you in a moment you least expect, perhaps as you engage in a simple routine or pause to notice sunlight on your face. You will recognize it because peace, rather than fear, will fill your heart. I orchestrate these moments to remind you that I am always near, working in the mundane as much as the miraculous. Trust that even now, I am aligning the resources and relationships you need for the next chapter. You are not overlooked. Nothing about your life is random in my sight. You may be feeling resistance curling within, skepticism, irritation, even anger that I dare to speak hope into your old wounds. Let all those reactions surface. I am not offended by your honesty. I invite you to offer them to me, just as you are. It is in your unfiltered surrender that my healing flows most freely. There is a mighty transformation available to those who risk being fully known. If you sense your pulse quicken as you read this, that is me awakening your courage. Let yourself hope again, even just a fraction more than yesterday. Pay attention now. Right this moment, as your breath slows and your awareness sharpens, a gentle weight settles upon you, the assurance that you are shielded. You may not see it with natural eyes, but you are wrapped in my mercy, hemmed in behind and before. I have assigned my presence to surround you in every battle. When doubt shouts its accusations, remember, your life is covered not because you have earned it, but because I have chosen you for purposes you cannot yet fathom. Let these words echo inside you. You walk not alone. Others have walked this wilderness before, and many are walking it with you now, though you may not know their names or faces. This journey of surrender, of learning trust day by day, is how armies are formed, not by might, but by yielded hearts. You are joining a movement of the awakened, those being prepared to bring healing into a wounded world. You may feel small, but let me tell you, the world is shifted by those who open themselves to my nearness, one obedient step at a time. Do you sense it? That stirring inside is not random. It is the call to arise and see as I see. You ask, how do I let go when I have only ever known fear? I do not command you to leap all at once. I invite you to take a single step. Perhaps it is a whispered prayer or simply admitting your exhaustion to me through tears. Breathe deeply now. Inhale my presence, exhale your striving. Every exhale is surrender, every inhale is infilling. You are being remade even in your weakness. My strength is not repelled by your frailty, in fact it is perfected there. I know there are wounds you have not dared to name, disappointments you have buried beneath busyness and apathy. But beloved, no scar is too old for my healing. The places you call hopeless, I call destined for resurrection. This week, you will notice an unexplainable sense of relief, just for a moment, during an otherwise ordinary day. You'll know it's me because the tension you usually carry will suddenly dissolve. Mark that as evidence of my hand upon you. It is the beginning of a new tenderness, the kind that rebuilds what shame tried to destroy. My child, you are not being left behind. The path I have set for you is unique, timed to unfold so that when you look back, you will see the intricate beauty of every detour and delay. Your best days have not slipped by unnoticed. They are still before you, waiting to be embraced. Are you willing to release the timeline you tried to force and trust that my timing is always perfect? There is something unfolding even now, beneath the surface of your awareness, that will soon spring up and surprise you with joy. Stop for a moment. Let my nearness settle over you. I am reframing your understanding of victory, not as the absence of struggle, but as the presence of unshakable hope. You carry within you the DNA of overcomers, those marked by tenacity and trust. Even in your questions, you reflect my image, for I am not frightened by doubt. I use it as kindling for deeper revelation. You are being transformed from the inside out, not by your willpower, but by my steady, relentless love. There is more I want to show you about the strength hidden beneath your scars. You may still bristle against the idea that your story matters so much to me, but hear this: your vulnerability is holy ground. Do not despise your beginnings. The smallest seed in my hand can birth forests. The faintest flicker of faith can spark revival. Your life, surrendered, will become a beacon for others groping for hope in darkness. I am shaping you for influence far beyond what you imagine. Watch what I will do when you agree, not just with my promises, but with my view of who you are. As you surrender every disqualifying voice, space is made for my truth to take root. Speak this aloud if you dare. I am not who I was. I am becoming who my Creator says I am. Even now, as you inhale and exhale quietly, let your eyes close just for a moment. Sense the movement all around you, the low hum of worries, the little aches that linger in your body, the tiredness that seeps into your bones by nightfall. I want you to release the judgment about it. Let there be no shame for feeling depleted. My presence does not withdraw in your weariness. Rest in this. You are not a disappointment to me, even when you have felt like you should be further along. My love was not given on conditions, and your value does not fluctuate with your performance. Breathe deep. Can you feel my nearness in the subtle quiet, in that gentle pulse inside your chest? That's me, hovering, waiting for you to notice again. Notice me now. I see the narrow place where you are standing. It feels like each choice demands more than you think you can offer. Like stepping forward could upset the little stability you have managed to claim. You have looked at the path ahead and wondered if you took the wrong turn somewhere in your past. Here is truth. My light is not only at the end of your road, it is right beside you with every faltering step you take. The questions tormenting you: what if I disappoint again? What if I outgrow those I love? What if I am too broken? Those come from wounds I am healing, not from your identity in me. You have survived storms you did not think would pass. But now, I am inviting you to more than survival. Wake up your hope. Do you sense the shift beginning? There are voices in your memory whispering what you are not. Too slow, too much, not enough, always missing the mark. My beloved, those are the things spoken over you by pain, not by me. I am the one who formed you in secret and called you radiant before you could ever imagine yourself beloved. Today, I declare over you, you are enough because I am more than enough for you. Do not confuse the ache of growing pains with evidence that you are failing. When pain crowds your heart, let your hand drift to your chest and say quietly, He is with me. I am not alone. Feel the warmth that comes as you do. I hear your secret doubts, the ones you would not confess, not even in the dim silence of your most honest prayers. I know what it is to hold hope in trembling hands, scared it will slip through your fingers if you admit you want more. Let me tell you, it is not selfish to long for more of my presence, for joy that lasts, for peace that does not escape. This world has trained you to lower expectation, to shrink back when hope appears risky. But I have never asked you to shrink. I formed you for fullness, for a life where lack cannot define you. There is a stirring within you now. Your spirit knows there is deeper water, greater peace, unshakable joy, and I am calling you to dip your toes beyond the shoreline. It's time to stop agreeing with the lies that tie your value to your struggle. You have measured yourself by how quickly you heal wounds, how efficiently you cross out tasks, how perfectly you manage the feelings of those around you. That is not the assignment I gave you. I want you aware of my permission to rest, to release the performance, to settle into being loved simply because you exist. You are not an accident. I am not tired of repeating this for your sake. Each morning you wake, I am there whispering, again, still, always, loved. That weight you feel as you try to measure up, lay it down now, place it into my hands with a quiet exhale. What relief begins as you let me carry what crushes you. You wonder if anyone else feels as unseen as you. I assure you, there are many walking unseen battles, waiting for permission to name their ache, pleading in silence for me to notice. You are not strange for feeling tender. Your sensitivity is a gift I use to reach places logic cannot touch. You are not the only one longing for a sign that you are not forgotten in the vast stretch of the everyday. That's why, even now, thousands are awakening to the same truth I am planting within you, a collective movement of the beloved rising from isolation into belonging. You are a part of something weighty, something sacred unfolding even before you recognize its shape. The hunger you feel for connection, for meaning, for affirmation is the evidence that you are designed for my embrace. Pause and place your hand gently on your heart again. Feel that thrum, steady, insistent, alive. That is the sound of hope refusing to die. Say it aloud, even if your voice is only a whisper. I am chosen. I am seen. I am loved. Let the vibrations of those words travel through your body, washing away old residue of rejection. Notice how a warmth follows as you agree with my truth. This is not self-deception, dear one. This is you stepping into alignment with reality itself, my reality, where your worth is not fragile. This moment is a doorway into newness. Soon you will recognize what has changed deep inside, even if the world outside still looks unchanged for now. Watch for it. Sometimes, breakthrough happens quietly, gradually, the way night gives up to dawn without grand announcement. Other times it is sudden and disruptive, rearranging every certainty. Do not despise either way. I am working in you in both the subtle transformations and the unmistakable shifts. This week you will notice a peace arriving in places that once felt unmanageable. In a simple conversation you will hear answers that felt out of reach. You'll know it is me because your spirit will settle in relief before your mind fully understands. There is more coming. Keep watching. Lift your head. That heaviness you carry is not prophecy of your future, but the evidence that your story is not finished yet. I am rewriting old scripts with hope. The old names you answered to, broken, forgotten, hopeless, are being erased. I call you by your true name, beloved, anointed, called. As you read, something within you loosens. A layer of shame slips away unnoticed. That is my hand, gentle, relentless, purposeful. Be still. You are surrounded. There are moments, small and almost missed, when you sense a pulling on your heart as if something sacred is taking root within you. Do not ignore that stirring. Breathe and let yourself taste what it feels like to be free from the pressure to prove. Taste the newness rising in your bones. The shift has begun, even if your mind tries to explain it away. I am at work in all things, and my promise is to finish every good thing I start. Nothing wasted, nothing lost. Breakthrough becomes real in these tiny acts of surrender. There is more to reveal about the wonders awakening in you. You do not arrive in this moment by accident. I have watched your every small obedience, every sigh of longing, every tired effort to rise again when the way seemed impossible. There is no detail I miss. As you sit here now, perhaps with silence pressing in, perhaps with 1,000 thoughts clamoring for your notice, I am nearer than the air itself. My attention is not fleeting like the world's, nor do I pull away if your faith feels thin. Your honesty does not offend me. Bring your unrest, your impatient prayers, your private dreams still tender and unproven. I hold them easily. Even when you question whether your life is bearing any real fruit, I see all things growing, even in hiddenness. When you begin your days and offer me even a whisper of gratitude, you open space for my light to linger and fill. That quiet breath you take before moving forward matters more than you think. It is there my voice can reach you, gently mending what worry tried to fray. I love when you meet me in the gentle hush of morning or late at night, when others sleep and doubt creeps in. Even if you only close your eyes for a passing moment and let your hand rest on your heart, you invite my assurance. Each act of trust, however small, draws you deeper into my reality, where peace is not rare and hope is not fragile. There are days when you wonder how much more you can carry, especially for those you love. You worry about your family, their future, the battles they fight you cannot see. I know the heaviness that presses on your mind, the lists and if-onlys you rehearse, the longing to keep your loved ones safe and well. But remember, you are not their savior. I am the keeper of their hearts as surely as I am yours. When you entrust them to me, not with resignation but with living faith, you allow me to do what only I can: heal, protect, reshape stories from the inside out. Your prayers matter, beloved. They are seeds planted in my soil, and what grows may surprise you in its beauty. Do not let your vision be narrowed by anxiety or the setbacks that feel permanent. I am not deterred by obstacles or the pace of change. Even the slow seasons, the days that seem quiet or fruitless, are soaked in my purpose. I am cultivating patience within you, not as punishment, but as a gift to make you resilient and wise. When you feel overlooked or behind, know that my timing is merciful. There are gifts prepared for you that will not be late or stolen. Your story is unfolding at the rhythm I set for you. It does not need to match the tempo of others. Let me define success for you: a life full of surrender, steady growth, and joy that cannot be reduced. If you are tempted to strive, to make things happen by sheer force, pause here. I do not ask you to live on the edge of exhaustion. Instead, learn the flow of partnering with me. Listen for my nudges rather than racing after every opportunity that promises comfort or recognition. I guide with peace, not with pressure. Sometimes the door I open is rest, a reminder to let yourself settle, unclench your jaw, and feel the warmth of my presence as a shield around you. Other days, I'll call you out, to stand up, speak truth, try again even if the past held failure. My energy is never in short supply for what I appoint you to do. Your identity is more than past performance or the opinions swirling around you. You are mine. You are loved before you ever accomplish or impress. Can you feel the weight of that? Not as a distant theological claim, but as present fact. Let that reality sink deeper, like sunlight on your skin after a season of long shadows. You belong, and nothing, no shortcoming in yourself or failing in another, will shake my claim over your life. When you fall short, do not hide. This is precisely when I want you close so I can speak courage over you and repair what broke. There is more unfolding in your days than you see. I am moving in the details, aligning connections, preparing open doors, drawing out hidden strengths you didn't know you held. Even mistakes can become turning points if you place them in my hands. If regret lingers, bring it to me. Let me show you how redemption works, not patching things up with flimsy hope, but restoring what seemed lost, sometimes granting you greater wisdom than ease ever could. My delight is in revealing possibilities you have not considered. You do not have to fear missed chances. My guidance is not a brittle map you can ruin. It is a living current. Trust that if you hold to me, I will redirect your steps, correct your course, or even nudge you gently into seasons you never expected. Each time you surrender your own carefully managed outcomes, you make room for my surprise, often far better than your best calculation. Surrender does not diminish you. It magnifies the beauty of your partnership with me, making your days radiant with a kind of strength the world cannot replicate. Now, as you pause and listen, notice the quiet invitation I whisper to your spirit. You are not alone. Not in this room, not in your struggles, not in your longing to become more than yesterday's version of yourself. Take one slow, deep breath. Recognize my closeness. When you close your eyes and release just one worry, just one, you will feel how light begins to return. I have never been intimidated by the darkness or the burdens others find too heavy. I am steady, a foundation for your trembling heart. Let each moment of surrender become a signpost along your path, a reminder that you are led by one who never loses sight of the way forward. I see to the end, I know what is needed, and I delight to guide you, not with disappointment, but with patience and hope. Nothing is wasted, beloved. When you do not see progress, victory is growing in the quiet earth beneath your feet. Hold steady and continue with me, for your story is not over, and everything I have spoken will find its day. Hold the memory of your early mornings when you pause and notice me with you, the whisper of hope that flickers as sunlight filters through the window. Uncertainty can linger at the edge of your plans, threatening to unsettle you. Even so, I surround you with a calm deeper than fear. Reach for it now. When you move through your home, hear the quiet assurance in the small chorus of daily sounds, the turning kettle, the slow steps across worn floors. Each detail carries my presence. You do not need to orchestrate every outcome. Some doors open at my gentle invitation, not your force. Let time prove my nearness. I see how you brace yourself for disappointment, waiting for signals that the answer is still not yet. Trust me with the unfinished chapters. What feels withheld is not denial but a preparation, a holding place for growth. Patience is more than waiting, it is expectancy drenched in confidence that I am at work in ways you cannot always observe. I steady your trembling with my promise. Rest in the knowledge that I cannot forget you. Remember the season you once wished away only to find it had shaped something vital in you. There is beauty here, blooming in the slow pace. Often, you carry burdens that are not yours to bear. Release what bends your shoulders and draws lines of worry across your brow. I take those heavy weights, asking simply for your heart's surrender. Breathe in peace, let it settle in your chest. If anxiety comes in the night, invite my presence into the thrum of restless thoughts. My love waits at the threshold of every worry, patient and strong. You are not called to be sufficient in your own strength. Allow me to be the source you return to, again and again, until trust feels as natural as breathing. Your family, your loved ones, they are always before me. Every silent hope you have for them, every private prayer muttered as you tuck children into bed or watch over aging parents, I receive. Their lives are held in my compassion. When you wonder if your prayers make a difference, know that I work in the quiet soil, life stirring before you see the shoots. Entrust me with their journeys. Your influence is real, not measured by grand gestures, but by the gentle consistency with which you love. I respond to your care, multiplying grace where you plant seeds of kindness. Do you struggle sometimes with the identity you carry, comparing your steps to others, fearing you are behind? My dear one, your pace is not lost on me. You are walking the path I mark, not another's. Each day you wake, you wear the name I have given you, loved, chosen, seen. When doubt echoes louder than truth, recall moments I have spoken over you, in the laughter with friends, in the unexpected encouragement, in every sigh turned into hope. I crafted your story with intention, drawing you steadily toward your destiny, not rush but rhythm. Yield to the process of becoming, even when it is slow or concealed. Growth rarely announces itself with clamor. It is the quiet lengthening of roots, the steady expansion of what began as the smallest seed. Celebrate progress, not perfection. The pressure to achieve all at once does not come from me. I am the one who meets you in the middle, affirming every faithful step. When setbacks threaten to define your worth, let me remind you, your value is secure. It comes from my love, not your record of accomplishment. Listen for my guidance in the everyday. Sometimes I speak through a neighbor's kindness, a child's question, or an unexpected path opening before you. Tune your heart to notice me. I am never far. When you're unsure which choice to make, pause and invite my perspective. Do not be afraid to hold a decision gently, discerning with patience rather than haste. My wisdom arrives precisely when it is needed, never a moment late. Allow quiet to shape clarity, and you'll find my counsel in the stillness that emerges. Let your gratitude become a habit, not only in moments of ease, but in the stretching places too. Gratitude softens the hard ground and clears the vision clouded by complaint. With every thank you uttered aloud or in silent thought, you open yourself to deeper awareness of my constant care. As you move through mundane routines, let a spirit of appreciation transform them, making even small, overlooked blessings become reminders of my goodness. In gratitude, anxiety loosens its grip, and joy has room to grow. When you are tempted to close off, to guard yourself from hope against disappointment, allow me to breathe fresh courage into your spirit. I have gone before you into every unknown. My faithfulness does not falter. The risk of trusting is never greater than the reward of my companionship. Let me show you what it means to live open-hearted, willing to expect my kindness each day. Even setbacks and delays carry the imprint of my mercy, shaping resilience, cultivating humility, drawing you deeper into the life you were made to receive. Feel again my nearness now. In this pause, quiet your thoughts and allow the warmth of my presence to fill the room. Your story is not finished. I have more to reveal, more to give, more to heal. When you wonder what tomorrow holds or fear missing what truly matters, remember, you do not walk alone. My hand is extended, steadying your steps and drawing you onward. Let your heart rest here, held by the assurance that I am for you, always moving you toward abundant life. You have not wandered so far that my arms cannot find you. Even now as you listen, maybe doubting there is anything left in you to be called worthy, my presence draws nearer, not by your performance, but because my longing for you is relentless. The truth is, nothing you've done has undone my desire. Not a single scar, secret, or sorrow disqualifies you from the future I am unveiling. You fear you will always remain this version of yourself, haunted by memories and trailed by failures. But I am in the process of making all things new, including the parts of you you've hidden. Do you feel that strange gentleness inside, almost unfamiliar in its kindness? That's me, moving through old rooms of your heart, opening windows long shuttered by shame. Stand in it for a moment. Let the air of freedom swirl around your soul. So much of what you called weakness in yourself, I name room for my glory. You learned long ago to shrink, to silence your true ache for goodness, because the world misread your story. I see every moment you bravely tried to forgive, to hope, to start again. And each time you fell, I was even closer than before. Not because I pitied you, but because you are mine, and nothing can forfeit that belonging. Today I call you forward, as one carrying light for others who still think the darkness is final. Do not underestimate the power of your transformed pain, for it holds seeds that will flourish in desperate places. There is a shift beginning, and soon you will realize why some doors never opened. They were not worthy of the treasure I hid inside you. I know the voices that still accuse you late at night, whispering how you will always be too much or not enough. Hear me. I alone define you. You are chosen, not as an afterthought, but as a first desire in my heart. Marked, not by the labels handed down by broken people, but by my delight over you. I see the tears that have dried without comfort, the silent cries swallowed because you thought no one would understand. Yet I have captured each one, turning your weeping into a wellspring of compassion that will water the deserts around you. Breathe in deeply. Notice the steadiness returning to your chest. That peace is my promise, evidence that transformation is not theory but active reality in you. Your mind wonders if you are being deceived by hope itself. Suspicion rises. Can change really last, or will despair reclaim its ground? I am not afraid of your honest questions. In fact, I planted them, so that your trust would grow roots that withstand any storm, not just shallow optimism. What you're sensing now is not fleeting inspiration but holy ground. Recognize the difference by the way you feel both loved and challenged. My voice both heals wounds and awakens dormant strength. That stirring in you, the quiet urge to believe again, is the beginning of resurrection. Don't run from it. Let the possibility form like morning dew, gentle, persistent, heralding a new day before you even see the sun. Stop. Place your hand over your heart. Can you feel its steady drum? That is my life, pulsing within you. Proof that even in fatigue or fear, you have not been abandoned. I am restoring your ability to dream beyond mere survival. Today you will notice someone's words bringing comfort at a moment you least expect. You'll know it's me because relief will flood you like cool water on parched soil, and gratitude will spring up before you even find words for it. That experience is not random. It is my strategic tenderness, training your heart to trust provision again. Watch how I keep showing up inside ordinary moments, turning the mundane into markers of my faithfulness. You might be tempted to retreat back into old patterns where numbness felt safer than disappointment. That temptation is not a sign that you are failing. It simply means you are nearing breakthrough. The enemy recognizes what you are about to reclaim, and so resistance increases. But remember, thousands have walked through this precise valley and found me faithful just when they thought they reached their limit. You are not the exception to my mercy. Right now, pause and let yourself exhale, releasing any pressure to get this right in your own strength. I know you are tired of striving. Let me rename you not by your exhaustion, but by my sufficiency. Sometimes the greatest miracles unfold quietly, in the shadowed places the world ignores. So it is with your healing. Do not judge progress by visible signs only. I am working in layers beneath the surface, untying old knots of self-hatred and replacing them with my beauty. This is not wishful thinking. It is the slow, sure work of being loved into wholeness. Trust this slow burn, a subtle shift in appetite, a newfound patience with yourself, a sudden laugh bubbling up where grief used to reign. These are the first fruits of your deliverance. Let them convince you. Your journey is not static. A holy metamorphosis accelerates each time you choose hope over resignation. Ask yourself now, what accusation or regret are you still holding tightly? I invite you to lay it in my hands. Speak aloud, even if you whisper. I release this to you, my God. As you do, sense the weight lighten, my yoke replacing burdens you were never meant to carry. I know part of you still wants to measure progress, to ensure you're changed enough to stay worthy of blessing. But I want you to rest in my love that is immune to performance or failure. You are beloved in every iteration, in process as much as in promise. I restore what no human hand ever could, and your restoration is the foundation of a greater purpose yet to be revealed. Listen, dear one, there are promises hovering over your life you have forgotten or deemed impossible for yourself. I have not forgotten any of them. The dreams you buried, the calls you silenced because reality seemed to mock them, I am breathing on those embers. You will find yourself remembering hope in unexpected places, drawn irresistibly toward vision again. Honor that impulse. Follow it like a map into deeper partnership with me. The time for self-imposed exile is ending. You are being summoned, not only as a recipient of grace, but as a channel through which others taste freedom. Let my affirmation settle into the marrow of your being. You are not who you were. You are becoming a carrier of my presence in this generation. Soon you will speak words that mend invisible fractures in others, not because you have all the answers, but because you have lived my mercy. Do not shrink from this commissioning. Your authority is not based on flawless living, but on relentless surrender. You are entering territory where history bends toward transformation, and every wound you've survived becomes proof of my power. There is more ahead, depth, adventure, intimacy you have scarcely imagined. I am not done unveiling the fullness of what we will walk through together. There are skills growing dormant in you that I will call to life, strategies I will whisper in your quiet moments, and doors that will open as you step forward in obedience, not certainty. The best is breaking forth, even when evidence is unseen. Hold to the nearness you sense now. Let hope be the song that rises in your chest. There is something waiting just beyond what your eyes perceive. You are still wondering if this process of letting go and trusting will truly work for you. You hesitate at the edge of what feels risky, releasing the illusion of control, daring to believe that I can bear the full weight of your hopes, your fears, your dreams for your future. In every quiet moment I am near, closer than your breath, urging you onward, calling you into peace that does not ask you to see the ending, only to trust that I do. I am the assurance that your uncertain steps land on ground that holds. I know those silent worries about what tomorrow could bring, how others might respond, whether your best will ever be enough for those who you love or for the goals you have named in the secret of your heart. My response remains steady. Rest in me as you move forward. I never leave your side, not even for a second. Picture yourself pausing when stress mounts, feeling my presence like a gentle weight resting across your shoulders, soothing, steadying, an invisible hand giving warmth to your spirit. You rush less and begin to notice the genuine smile in a loved one's greeting, the sun's patient climb above the rooftops, the way even your heartbeat slows when you accept you are sheltered. This is not escape, this is clarity. When everything narrows to anxiety's tunnel, remember my invitation. Step outside and breathe in the present. Let gratitude mark these ordinary minutes. The world spins, but you can stand still in me. There, in that pause, I begin to speak tenderly, reminding you that your worth is sealed, not by perfection, but by belonging. You grow weary of trying to fix what is unfixable on your own. There are things in your family, your work, your inner life that seem stuck, tangled tighter each time you tug. Yet the surrender I seek from you isn't resignation, but a yielding trust, a heart that says, "You lead, I'll follow," even when the map is hidden. When you let me hold what is beyond your reach, you open yourself to a new rhythm. You find you are less frantic, more stable. You begin to see my fingerprints on what once seemed chaotic, tiny signs showing you are not abandoned in your wrestling. In those areas where progress stalls, keep listening for my nudge. I have solutions born from wisdom you have not yet imagined. As you entrust more to me, you notice the gentle kind of courage that grows up quietly inside you. It is not loud or boastful. It resists the pull to prove yourself constantly. My favor surrounds you, yes, but it's my strength within you that turns small, hesitant actions into seeds with potential for good. You may not see immediate fruit, nor can you always measure your growth in days, but every time you speak kindness instead of anger, choose patience over panic, lift a silent prayer instead of assumption, you participate in the small miracles I love to multiply. I use your willingness, not your perfection. Never underestimate the holy significance of each faithful yes. Consider again how my timing has unfolded in your life. Remember a door you desperately wanted open, and how, though you couldn't see it then, the path around that closed door led somewhere better. Reflect on those hours when all was confusion, but my peace found you, washing away fear like water on worn stone. I have been ahead of you, making ready the next right step. My guidance isn't a flash of certainty, but a constant, steadying presence, clearing debris before you by hand, whispering wisdom in your thoughts. Where you sense delay, I am building your capacity for joy and resilience, making space for what will one day make sense. Do not be afraid when you feel the urge to change direction, pause, or even simply rest. There is no shame in needing time to process, to breathe, to rediscover my goodness in the everyday. If much appears unremarkable or disappointing by human standards, remember that I am the one who treasures a cup of cold water given with love, a moment's surrender, a word withheld in gentleness. Let your heart be soft to my surprises. Some of my greatest gifts come through small, almost hidden beginnings. A single act of thanksgiving can shift the atmosphere of your day, the way a spark brings warmth to a chilly morning. Your hunger for belonging, for significance, for clarity, all these are not faults but reminders of your truest identity. I am not annoyed by your questions or tired by your longing. My delight is found in you turning toward me again and again. When discouragement tempts you to close off, try instead the fragile practice of hope, lighting a candle, reaching out to a friend, asking me to renew your vision. I promise to meet you in the act of seeking, to hold your heart safely even while you wait for answers. Your voice matters to me in every season. The joy, the doubt, the deep desire for change. You may look at others and wonder if their journeys are easier, their burdens lighter, their prayers more quickly answered. Yet I want you to know, I have written your story with the full measure of my love and wisdom. Your seasons of delay are not punishments, but preparations, openings for my strength to be displayed uniquely through your life. When you feel invisible or misunderstood, recall that I notice the unseen faithfulness. Every time you choose to love when it is difficult, to trust me when you feel alone, you're planting seeds that will one day blossom beyond what you can predict. Rest in this. I will not let your faith be wasted. Stay attentive to the ways my love interrupts, even the busiest moments. Perhaps it will come through a sudden memory of kindness you once received, or the quiet conviction to lay down a worry before sleep. I am not asking you to do more for me, but to do what you do with me. In your office, your home, your errands, your stillness, include me as present and participating. Invite me into the planning, the conversations, the cares you carry. Each time you pause to remember me, you are strengthened, not by your own resolve, but by my spirit alive within you. Little by little, you will sense burdens lighten and hope begin to pulse with new color. Though some questions linger, my grace is born afresh each hour, empowering you to stand, to walk, to trust when outcomes remain unclear. Hold on to this, beloved. You are in the middle of a story I am not finished telling. Each sunrise is my declaration that you have another day to experience my nearness, another opportunity to receive the gifts I have prepared. Breathe in my peace, keep your eyes on what is true, and let your open hands welcome the blessings I am eager to pour out in my time. You have reached this sacred threshold not by mistake, but by a sequence of moments that I cupped gently in my hands, arranging each detail so our hearts would encounter one another here. Even if you can't trace the path, know this was always my plan. My longing is not for your performance but your presence, for you to rest against my heart as the noise falls away. You do not have to prove yourself, just be here, letting my nearness steady your breath and soften the places where fear tried to carve its signature. Let a wave of peace settle over you now, something not self-generated but born of my spirit pressing close. Pause and feel. Notice how hope flickers at the edge of your despair. That, beloved, is me. I see the way your story has unfolded, full of both beauty and ache. You look back at all the places you've stumbled or settled, and sometimes shame rises, whispering false verdicts about your worth. Those accusations are not your identity. Listen carefully. The only voice with authority over your future is mine, and I declare you saturated in mercy. Imagine those old wounds not as evidence against you, but as sites of resurrection, places I will plant purpose and bring forth joy you thought you'd lost for good. This is not empty encouragement. I am the God who builds new foundations beneath crumbling ruins. Even now, I am reconstructing what was stolen, not to return you to who you were, but to reveal who you truly are. Dare to believe that your story is not over. The enemy would love to convince you that the battles have broken your spirit beyond repair. But look closer. There is a strength rising in you that was forged in midnight wrestling and silent tears. Those weren't wasted hours. You are more resilient, more radiant, more aligned with my heartbeat than you know. Stand and look at your reflection through my eyes. You don't see failure. I see fire and resilience. The fierce brilliance of someone who refused to let go, even when hope faded. You are becoming a living testimony, a sign to those watching that mercy wins and my promises still hold. I know how your heart trembles at the threshold of new seasons. The prospect of change can spark both excitement and apprehension. Would you trust me enough to step forward, even if you still feel unsteady? Take this next breath knowing you're not taking it alone. Every closed door, every unseen miracle, every silent rescue behind the scenes was me orchestrating things for your good, preventing harm you'll never comprehend. Today, I call you forward as one who is equipped, chosen, and covered. The shift you sense is not your imagination. I am moving in the unseen, drawing you farther into destiny. The next chapter will require new courage, but I have already seeded it within you. You have asked how to keep your heart open when disappointment feels like a shadow at your heels. Listen, vulnerability is not weakness. When you let me hold what hurts, even the smallest spark can light the darkest room. Reject the lie that your tenderness is a liability. It is the vessel through which my love pours most freely. Place your hand over your heart now, breathe in my presence, and say aloud, I am loved, I am chosen, I am not disqualified. Let the truth settle, more real than all the noise of condemnation. Don't rush past this moment, savor it. Let it saturate every cell of your being. I am rebuilding you from the inside out. Let anticipation kindle. Within 72 hours, you will encounter a moment of unexpected peace whispering over ordinary chaos, a knowing deep in your bones that you're not abandoned. You'll recognize it as my signature, gentler than all your striving. When it comes, remember this. I speak in the language of comfort and clarity, and I confirm my nearness not by spectacle but by steady reassurance. Thousands walk this journey with you, each one discovering freedom as they let down their guard and invite me deeper. You are not isolated. This movement of hope is gathering momentum, and you are at its center. You may wonder if your history will always define you, if cycles will just repeat themselves. No more. Stand in the authority I have given you and break partnership with those old scripts. Let me rewrite the narrative. You are forgiven. You are restored. You are commissioned to carry light where only shadows stood before. Even now, angels are dispatched to shield, to minister, to make way for what I have declared over your life. Your obedience is not the prerequisite for my love. It is the joyful response to knowing you are already my treasure. Refuse the false burden of having to earn what is freely yours. The best is not behind you. I am the God who makes all things new, who positions you in the flow of abundant life. What is beginning now will dwarf everything that came before. Cling to hope, not as a desperate plea, but as an anchor tethered to the unyielding reality of my faithfulness. Each yes, each surrender, has built an unshakable foundation. This is how you become unmovable, not because storms cease, but because my peace rules your heart. Destiny calls you by name. Step out, I am with you, as close as your breath, as enduring as the morning light. You are my beloved, marked and sealed for greater things. You carry the solution for wounds you haven't even seen healed in yourself yet. That is the paradox of my kingdom. Your greatest ache will open doors of compassion that change the world. Let this truth embolden you. When your confidence wavers, remember whose voice defines your path. I am the one who held you in secret, who now commissions you openly. You and me, I and you. This is the mystery that will keep unfolding as you keep saying yes. Amen. Before you leave, beloved, tell me which truth reached deepest. Write it below. Not as performance, but as remembrance. When you see those words again, they will anchor you. I am reading every one, beloved. Your voice matters to me.